Alright, here we go. Let's see, get the recording so I can put it up on YouTube there too, if it'll let me. Alright, 2, 1, and we are recording. This is recording this live here. What's going on, everybody? Let's see, let's try to get some people in here. I did before I started the live, I tagged people, so kind of saves me a little bit of time we got one already. Let's see who it is there. It will let me. Okay, shout out to who just came in there. Guess it'll show up eventually there. Okay, well. Anywho, let's get started anyway. Okay, so, what's up with the Brown Chronicles? Probably wondering why I'm not showing myself. Well, I don't really feel like getting on there, so I'm gonna have another face come for me. Oh boy. Brandy, gotta stand up now, man. What's going on, everybody? It's Brandy B. Brown. And saying here, Facebook Live, completely ab-lib, no scripted or anything. As you can see, we're recording this here on the not Photoshop. Well, we got Photoshop up, but using Power Director to record this. That way we can upload this to YouTube and everything. Shout out once again to who just came in. Can't really see who's on there. I'll just sit here. So, anywho, one thing I want to make known to people that are going to be watching this on YouTube, any of y'all that have seen my previous review of Cool Cat, Kid Superhero, the 3-parter, and also kind of heard the bad news that apparently we got shut down from doing that. It was not by YouTube, it was by the computer system. Well, the system that allows us to edit the reviews and stuff like that. The program we had got to edit in like the shorts and all, like, clips from the movie and all that. It was kind of acting up and everything. And we tried to go through with it to make a better version of the Cool Cat movie review, still with what we had, but the Power Director kind of messed up on us. It's working now, but because of what happened last time, and and sort of decided to have a mind of its own, we're just going to do this for right now. Just pretty much recording these lives, making, I guess what you could say, like vlogs on YouTube, where basically, as the title suggests on the live here, basically just talking about what we got going on with Brown Chronicles here. So, oh boy, I don't want to end up sitting on a button or anything, so, oh boy. So, anywho, and I still can't, Facebook still isn't showing up who's coming in. I see there's 2 people in here. Now, one, again, is kind of bouncing back and forth. I don't know if that's an indication that, I don't know how, it's hard to tell, because like I said, they won't show who's coming up in here. I don't get that. So, anywho, so basically what I want to say for the live here. First of all, my comic series, Brown Chronicles, it's about me, of course, and all the wonderful things that I can do, and pretty much Oh, I mean, okay, I'm just messing with you. Okay, yes, it is, but there are other things that goes on in the comic. First off, the comic the first issue that's out so far starts off where Mike, as they were me, of course, in the comic, along with Gabe's character Hiko Makuro and his mother and little sister Taikari. They arrive in Shreveport. They get settled in, everything. Coming in from Japan, of course. And once they get there, they meet up with Casey's characters. There's Julie, Tim, and of course Naomi. Now, one thing kind of tell you a little bit about the different characters as we go along. First off, Hiko, which is Gabe's personal character. Hiko is basically an adventurer type. He likes adventure, and he really and he likes to imagine a lot of things. A lot of which involve me in different stories, like as a firefighter, as a firefighter, talk show host, space explorer, even as a samurai, which is pretty good. Hang on just 1 second, because it's getting really hot in here. We're gonna turn this heater down a little bit. Bet y'all weren't expecting that. Let's see. Hang on a second. Oh, hold on. Oh, nice kitchen. Had to turn it around in order to get that. And now we're going to well, I guess that'll be all right for now. And excuse my mess. Okay. We'll edit this part out of the YouTube video. As they say in the Taboli Flea movie, one of the a movie from a company called Channel Awesome, when there was this scene about they were parroting the Emperor and Darth Vader, and it was so funny. It's like,
I don't see why I have to wear this helmet.
So to get rid of that mosquito.
Which I didn't see.
Because I drowned him with coffee. No. What was that?
Oh, I thought it had more dramatic effect.
Nah, that was stupid. We'll edit it out in post. Anywho, didn't want to get too far off topic there. What's up, Jim Milson? I see, it doesn't say it, but I see your picture and the icon. And say, yep, I see you've popped up. Anywho, so, continuing back with what I was talking about. And say, so, like I mentioned, Hiko has imagined a lot of stuff, like, with me in it. And then you got his little sister Taikari, who is adopted. And say that will be made known later in the series there. They haven't really came out and said it yet in issue 1, because, I mean, it just started. But that is what's going to come. Oh, and by the way, when this is shown on YouTube, there will be, you will get to see some pictures. Because you're probably wondering why I'm not doing anything on this computer here. Basically because we're recording it. So, anywho, the Taikari, as I mentioned, it's adopted. So she's the way you describe her character, she's really mature for her age, and very affectionate. She likes romantic stuff and everything, a lot of time, when the series really gets kicked off, cause like I say, it's just issue 1 out now, but when this issue's, when, I can't half talk here. When this, A-E-I-O-U. Anywho, when this series starts proper, really kicks off, you're gonna see scenes of like her reading romance novels, stuff like that, or being referenced about. And of course, one of the things in issue one that really shows that kind of shows that a little bit is when Zayden shows up. We'll get to him in a minute. But Taikari really kind of goes heads over heels for him, even though he's flirting with Julie. Yeah. What is it with especially mostly boys? It's like, yeah, I know. I know you're probably looking at me when I said that. But what is it with, well, okay, not all boys, but most boys and just guys in general, when they go, they always want to go for the girl that is not interested in them. And then there's this girl that's interested in them, and the girls completely ignore it. Oh boy. Like I say, it's not all of them, but most of the time this tends to happen. So, anywho, so yeah, that's a little bit about Taikari. Since I mentioned Zayden, we'll get into his character. Zayden is pretty much a ladies' man. And throughout the series, he'll be flirting with pretty much every girl every girl he pretty much sees there. Yep. And another thing to note, he is Afro-Hispanic. Oh boy, so just think, just imagine in your mind, if Antonio Banderas was Afro-Hispanic and 10 years old. Mi sweet, mi señorita. Come with me if you want to live. Oh, yeah. It'd pretty much be something like that. Anywho, so yeah, that's pretty much the base of his character so far. There is going to be some other parts to him and the other characters as the series goes on. There's a little bit more to say about his character once I get into Julie, which is coming up. He has also Zayden does have a brother, Tyrone. You don't really get much of or about Tyrone. He's pretty much there in a few of the panels of issue one, but you don't really hear much of him other than Zayden talking to him. But a little bit about Tyrone for now. He's sort of this jack of all trades. He's trying. He's a graduate from the homeschooling thing. Possibly going to be an early graduate. He might be still a teenager that's done graduated early. That's kind of what we're thinking about. It's a possibility, or he might be 18. So we haven't quite fully decided on that, but we've got a little time for that. But anyway, either way it goes, he's trying to decide what career to get into, and he just can't make up his mind, so that's why he kind of dabbles into different types of career choices. Like, he helps his parents out in the restaurant they own, which of course is the Cafe of Wonders that serves all kinds of food from different parts of the globe. Oh yeah. And pretty much kind of going to be like their eating hangout there in this series. Also, there we go. Okay, so now I can see down at the bottom of the screen who's coming in and everything. And I can wave at them. Hi! I can see clearly now the names coming in. As they come in, it's scrolled up as they come in the chat. Oh boy, it can be silly at times. Anywho, see, y'all are getting a raw performance here that's unedited there. Well, a little edited in YouTube, but not But most of this will pretty much stay in to see to see how I really am. So, anyways, I was saying, so the so yeah, I mentioned about the Cafe of Wonders. Zayden, I mean not Zayden. I forgot what I was talking. Oh yeah, Tyrone. So yeah, Tyrone, is definitely trying to decide what he wants to do with his life, as far as career-wise. So it'll be some dabbling into that there as the series goes on, and sort of developing more about his character, just like everybody else as the series goes on. Next up, there's Julie, which is a character created by Casey Hennigan, a really good friend of ours. She's also the one that's created Julie's little brother Tim, and also two other characters. One of which is Naomi, who is a friend of Julie and Tim's, and another character that'll be coming soon in the series named Julius. And once he arrives, we will have information about him. So he's sort of a mystery character that Casey has given us as well. But he will be arriving soon. But let's talk about the ones that are in there. Julie, Tim, and Naomi. Julie, of course, is sort of a protector type in the series. She's real protective of her family and her friends. A lot of this is due, which this will be explained in one of the issues of the series, due to a loss that she had back in Kyoto, Japan, before she moved here to Shreveport. When she was in Japan, her and Tim lost their parents in a house fire, and that's what kind of developed the protective side of her when she got here to protect her little brother as well as her new friends. And she'll definitely be showing that protective side in issue 2, with what's about to happen down there. Also, with her little brother Tim, Tim has a lot of similarities to Julie. And one thing in particular that he really likes is superheroes, which this is what's going to bring forth a lot of references to Star Striker. Those of you who don't know, Star Striker was a series that began before mine, with 6 issues that are out. The sixth one was released last year before my series began. And at first, the plan was for, which Star Striker is also in the same universe as mine. The plan was for, sort of like a Batman Superman thing, where you had stuff happening in Gotham with Batman and Metropolis with Superman. And in this case, it would be in Shreveport with Star Striker, and over kind of in the country area like Bethany or Mansfield with my series. However, as my series was being produced, the first issue anyway, a lot of those ideas started to change to where we were just going to have both of them in Shreveport. And here's the little thing and we have a little surprise that's going to come up with the Star Striker series that's really going to tie it in with the Brown Chronicles. It's going, in a way, it's going to start over what we've done in Star Striker, but still reference the first 6 books without saying like, oh, they never happened, just forget about them. Now, they're still going to be important to the series there. So, but how we're going to do all that, you're going to have to wait and find out. And it's also, I'm going to go a little bit more in that. Let me finish up with Casey's characters. That's pretty much the thing with Tim. He does like superheroes there. real big superhero fanatic. And of course, then there's pretty much about him so far. Then of course we got Naomi as a probably out of Casey's creations for the series, as well as the series itself. Next to me is the most adorable character it's the most adorable character we have so far. Because you just can't say no to that cute face that Naomi has. And let's see, one thing. So about Naomi, one thing to do note, she is autistic, and this was actually an idea from Casey to make her this way, in order, which is really going to create a lot of dynamic in her character interacting with everybody else. There is so autistic, and also kind of sensitive there, as you'll see in issue 1 when she's holding me and saying my name over and over, Brownie, 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 Brownie. And Taikari doesn't understand this, and she's like, all right already, we get the picture, don't run it in the ground. And this sort of offends Naomi, and next thing you know, I'm thrown up. While she's upset and crying, and Julie and Tim have to calm her down there. At the same time, explain to Taikari what the deal is there. Yeah, see, now how the sensitivity part in combination with the autism works in Naomi, because, one thing about autism, it's different with everybody, every autistic person has a different way of functioning, just like every person in general is different. Which in my opinion is what really kind of makes makes things a bit interesting there, because like I say, you never know, what to expect, and sometimes and a lot of times, if you look at it the right way, let me start that over. I gotta make sure I edit that out in the video. Oh boy, this is one reason I should have scripted myself. Okay, so but yeah, anyway, autistic and sensitive. So how it works with Naomi, in her case, she, one thing like we've looked up in research about autism, a lot, they say that a lot of people with autism usually have difficulty with socializing and, understanding certain cues, like, say if I were to come up to you and say, hey, what's up? And throw up my hand to give you a high five, or tell you a joke or something like that, like, or maybe something sarcastic. Yeah, see, there's a lot, whereas a lot of people would get it, and most of the time in an autistic case, for an autism, sometimes it'll just kind of fly over their head, kind of. And like I said, I don't mean, and I'm not saying this to, offend anybody that is, I'm just telling what, I found, what the research showed, in order, so that way the character could be written respectively. And another thing, we looked at, y'all should definitely check this out. Sesame Street had a really good autistic character named Julia. That's ironic. And she was she's a real sweetheart and everything. And I mean, in my opinion, and also a lot of other people that watch this video, it really gave you a really good demonstration of how the behavior of an autistic person is, and was still very respectful, and still treated her with respect, as well as also respecting other people that are like that. And because of Sesame Street, it was really adorable. So that was another thing we looked at. And like I said, in Naomi's case, since she's kind of lacking with the social skill, she tries her best. It's a little difficult for her, but she tries her best to understand, what different people are saying to her, as far as different abstract statements and stuff like that. Like I mentioned with the high five greeting. Chris, high five. A little Deadpool moment. So, anyway, like when she comes in the restaurant and speaks to Taikari, she actually speaks to everybody, hi. Taikari comes up to her and gives her a high five, like, hey, what's up? Now, seeing how Naomi doesn't catch on to the high five thing, she does understand, she does see Taikari smiling, so first thing comes to her mind is like, okay, everything's good. And then she looks over at me on the table and gets excited over that there. And then when Taikari snaps, saying, like, okay, we get it, don't run in the ground. Well, since Taikari's tone is upset, well, in Naomi's case, first thing comes to her mind is that she must have done something wrong. And she instantly screams out while crying, sorry! Yep. And you'll definitely see that in action, especially once I get this edited on YouTube. Hopefully I can. Hopefully this will let me do that. We will see. If not, at least you got this live to enjoy. Okay, so anyway, that's pretty much kind of how it works. She reads a lot from the emotions and different people's expressions more so than what's being said. And at the same time, as the series goes on, you'll see some of her skills that she have. One of which is she's a really good illustrator. As a matter of fact, there will probably be some scenes later on where Naomi will sometime answer what a person's asking her by drawing out her answer, which is pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting thing that Gabe and I saw in a book called Walk Two Moons by Sharon Creech, where there was this boy that was real good at drawing, and his cousin and her friend were talking about something, and he just went over, drew what they were talking about, and showed it to them in a matter of a few minutes. Which was pretty cool. So we thought that would be a pretty good feature to add there. Yep. So that's pretty much it on Naomi. I think I said quite a bit on her. But as I say, she is the adorable character of the book. Next to me. But anywho, I guess one way you could compare the adorableness is like Bumblebee to the live action Transformer movies, at least the one good one we have. And I hate the Bay films. But the one good one we have, Bumblebee, I guess that's kind of what Naomi would be like there. Somewhat, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the kid characters there. I would discuss about the parents, but probably have to get more into that when the series goes on. So pretty much focusing with the main cast here. So then, of course, there's yours truly, me. Well, at the end of issue 1, I come to life in order to save Hiko from a herd of angry buffaloes with a big lightning blast. And I meditate and everything. Boom! Big lightning bust on them buffaloes. And it's real funny. Hiko lands in that cornfield, and the buffaloes are looking up like, oh boy, help! And then they're like all heroic and everything. Don't worry, Hiko, I got your back. So yeah, and so issue 2 is going to continue from there and go into some real major action there. Yep. So that's pretty much heads up on a little bit about how far we've gotten in the series, along with a little other information. What's coming up in this series before we close? As you've seen the post that Teen Titans posts, those and you got tongue tied. Those of you who've seen the post on Facebook, if you haven't, go check it out. My boy Hiko is cosplaying Robin. Tyrone is doing Cyborg. You got Julie as Raven because her creator Casey is a big Raven fan. Azarak Metrion Sindos. Oh wait, let me try the Raven voice. Azarak Metrion Sindos. So, Beast Boy, of course, is being cosplayed by Zayden. And we sort of gave him a little extra touch with a black coat because Zayden just had to make Beast Boy look extra cool. And of course, Starfire is not being played by any of the characters that's in my series yet, but a character from the Star Striker series, which is Angela. And you notice she got red hair, which, okay, obviously, because Starfire has red hair, so first thing you probably think, well, okay, she's probably just trying to look the part like any other cosplayer. Here's a little thing about that. That actually is her real hair color, is red. And we're going to be doing something with that character in the Brown Chronicles that's a lot different from that of Star Striker. And that's also going to be part of the surprise with Star Striker in my series, one of which involves Angela. So make sure you keep up with us on Facebook to get that info. Also, be sure to follow us on Patreon. Follow us on Facebook at Miracle Comics, also Instagram. And be sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube. Those of you listening on the Facebook Live, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. And the reason why that's important to get a lot of subscribers is so we can start doing these lives on YouTube and then post them on Facebook. Might possibly still do Facebook Lives, maybe even Instagram Lives, but we definitely want to look into YouTube Lives there so we can be more out there and everything. And also, be a pledger at our Patreon site there. That way we can have some support and funding to these projects there, because I'm not the only one. My comic series is not the only one here under the Miracle umbrella. We got Bubblina and the newly acclaimed Dora from Lanisha, and of course Bubblina is written by Christina. So we got those are the two comics. And I already mentioned about Star Striker, which those 6 issues of it, that's pretty much going to be it with the separate series as it is, because like I say, it's about to continue in my series as the Brown Chronicles, so with an added twist. So definitely be on the lookout for that. That's going to be it for right now in this live, and hopefully I can get this posted and I can get this edited for YouTube and everything. Really hope that can work, because the more videos I can put on YouTube, even if it's just videos like this, the more subscribers and supporters we can get. And like I say again, we probably won't be doing reviews or anything like that. It's a possibility that we might be doing vlogs of different movies if we ever get time, because of our work, because we're really trying to buckle down with doing these comic series. Doing the reviews are fun, don't get me wrong, but they are kind of a little distracting from doing doing our true comic passion. But do note that that every so often we will do some guest writing for our friend Bob Shaw. When he requests of it. When he yeah, you're listening to this, Bob Shaw. Just make sure you shoot. If you need my boy Gabe for your guest writing. You know where to find him. and let us know. We will be happy to still continue doing that on the side. And every so often, because we got because I know that there are some other guest writers, they have to take their turns too. So got to give everybody a turn. So other than that, that's it. Let's get this edited, and hopefully it can go on YouTube. And I'll let y'all later. Stay tuned for more posts and updates. Bye bye. See you soon. Hey, cool Brownie. And this is Unscripted. Definitely a guilty pleasure.